Right, a very good morning to you and welcome to the second half of the dawn program here on our radio, a live broadcast from the capital, Juba. My name is Emmanuel Joseph Akile and today is Monday, the 7th of July 2025, coming to 18 minutes now after the hour of 7. Now in the second half of the dawn, we are going to talk about the National Girls Education Day. Now, 7th July was designated Girls Education Day in 2004 by the late Dr. John Garang de Mabior. That's to keep actually girls' education on the agenda. So on that day back in 2004, Dr. John Garang de Mabior lit a candle and said, let's keep the candle burning for girls' education. And it is right now here in South Sudan. So to shed more light on this and more, I'm joined live on the studio by Gillian, who is the country director, BBC Media Action, Lily Riko, Disability Inclusion Specialist, Girls Education South Sudan, Eunice, who is also a learner, and Nichol Ruai. We're going to dwell more on this topic and more, but it's good to have all of you in the studio this morning. Welcome to iRadio. All right. Now, let me start with you, probably Jesse. And what does this National Girls Education Day really mean to a program like Girls Education South Sudan?
Thank you. It is a very important day as far as the program is concerned, because we are here for the girls and also taking the vision of our founding father, late Dr. John Garang de Mabior, which is 2004. It is time for us also to look at the achievements that we have so far have as a program. Like when we started the program, how were the girls in schools compared to boys? Like, we could visit school and find no girls. Some schools, totally no girls, or very few girls. A very low ratio of girls compared to boys. And that's what we've been working towards, to raise that ratio, to allow girls also attain their education. So we looking at the enrollment, retention, and completion by girls as a program. And this day is very important for us to reflect back on what we have achieved and even looking at what is left, what else is needed for us to, to look at working together with the ministry and the community in South Sudan as a whole to ensure that girls are educated.
Yeah. Right. Lily, I want to bring you in also to talk about the importance of this day and why does it really matter to a country like South Sudan? Yes.
I think it is important for South Sudan because we need the future for this country. Mm-hmm. The future rests on the empowerment of both boys and girls, and most importantly, the girl child. In this case, because the future of a country in terms of health, nutrition, care, giving and provision, family, economics, everything, if we do it to the girls, we build a future for the South Sudan. We will empower girls into women leaders to also influence policy, decision making, and contribute to the economic development of South Sudan. This is what we aspire as a program.
Right. And now, Roy, if you would describe the importance of this day, like why do you think like it's really important to empower women, especially girls, when it comes to education?
Okay, first of all, I would say from the start of GESS to today, I would say we've somehow fulfilled our father's vision or initiation of this particular program, encouraging South Sudan to educate and make sure that girls access education for equality and improvement and also development of the country, as said earlier. If you look at how just started from the pilot phase 1 to current, like Gillian Lillian mentioned earlier is that when just first started at the pilot, you could find there are locations that there are no schools at all, leave alone having girls in class. There were no schools at all. And then if you come to areas that were fortunate enough to at least have 1, 2, 3 schools, you'd only find boys. But not even many boys in school, leave alone girls. But currently, we have thousands and thousands of schools in the country, whereby not only having a certain percentage of girls, but at least ratios are almost equal for both boys and girls in these schools. And to me, that's a very huge achievement, and it's something that we could pat our chests for achieving our fathers' initiated program, ensuring that girls access education.
Right. You want to add
As
something
we
else?
continue to say that the celebration that we have of the achievements to date, I want to remind all of us, the stakeholders, that we still have a journey to walk and to walk together. As much as we are remembering this day, celebrating the achievements to date, it is a time to reflect and say, what else do we need to do more? What are the gaps that exist, and how can we work together to achieving this dream that one day all the women, all the girls will have access to education, gender equality will be attained, and gender barriers and discriminative practices will be a thing of the past in our country.
Right, and let me welcome Jesse, and you're welcome. Now, let me caught up with you in this. I understand the UK government has been supporting the education in South Sudan in general, especially through the girls' education South Sudan for over 10 years now. So what are your proudest, or something that you are proud of that you have really done in terms of supporting South Sudan, especially girls' education? And we have a learner here. We'll come back to her later. But what makes you proud that you are really supporting this program? Yes.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. We're really excited to celebrate this day. As the guests have said, it's a really special day. And the UK and other donors, including Canada and the European Union, have been supporting education for a long time. I think we're most proud of the number of girls that we've supported through cash transfers, which to this date is over 1.2 million. And that's a huge amount of girls that we've been supporting to get them into school, get them the education, ensure that they have a good quality education. And recently, something we're also proud of as the UK is supporting children with disabilities. So in the last year, we've also given cash transfers to boys with disabilities to support their education. So that's also very important too.
Right. Now let me come to you. How important is this day really to you? As a learner.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here today in iRadio. So this day is very important to us as learners, because especially let me talk about these cash transfers. It helps us a lot as girls in supporting us in our educations. Like sometimes your parents will be having no money, or sometimes they will be having, but they still have that heart of violence. They have that heart of gender-based violence, and they will say that only boys will go to school and girls cannot go to school. But through this cash transfer that we are receiving, I think as a student or a learner that is having that knowledge or the skills you want to learn, you have to pay to at least government schools. They are very cheap, so you pay there so that you go and learn, and it is very important for us, and I'm encouraging them to continue with the spirit, not to just stop.
All right. Now, Jesse, what is the future for support for education in South Sudan from your government?
Thank you. We very much hope to continue to support education, something that's been a priority for us as the British government for many, many years. So we hope it will continue into the future.
Right, we go for this short break and we'll be right back. Don't go away. It's about 28 minutes now after the hour of 7. You're still listening to the Dawn program here on our radio, a live broadcast from the capital, Juba. كلام في موضوع بتاع التعليم وبعد شوية هنرفع المكالمات.
أينتكم في جنوب السودان.
iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio.
Looking for the perfect radio partner? iRadio is your answer. Why choose iRadio? Here are the 5 compiling reasons.
Trust and reach. iRadio stands as the most trusted and popular radio station in South Sudan. Backed by recent surveys with a loyal listener base, your message will reach a wide audience effectively.
Extensive network. iRadio is not just a radio station. It's a network of interconnected stations. When you partner with iRadio, we'll broadcast your program across multiple locations such as Wow, Awil, Kwajob, Yambio, Bor, Rang, Malakal, and Baliad, ensuring maximum coverage and impact.
Regional presence. iRadio footprint extends to the states of Western and Northern Bahr el Ghazal, Western and Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Upper Nile, and Warab. By collaborating with iRadio, you can connect with diverse communities and target audiences in these regions.
Community engagement. Partnering with iRadio means engaging with communities at a grassroots levels. Your message will resonate with listeners in various locations, fostering meaningful interactions and driving brand awareness.
Comprehensive coverage with stations in strategic locations like Reng, Malakal, and Baliet. iRadio offers comprehensive coverage that reaches both urban centers and remote areas. Your partnership with iRadio ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan.
You tuned in and locked on to the eye of South Sudan, and it's a brand new dawn.
Right, welcome back from the break. It's now time to pick few calls. If you have any question or comment, you can dial 0911 or 22 986 986. Preferably, you can also send a text to 13986 986. We're talking about education, and our guests in the studio are from the Girls Education South Sudan, British Embassy, and also the government. Hi, Radio.
Hello, Emmanuel Joseph Akile.
Yes.
1984.
1984. Welcome.
I'm the child like kid. I know Joseph Akile. Do you fit an alibi studio there? How Lumen Bar or Taranapeta Arba in the Villa de?
alright شبكة بتاعك انقطع هناك لكن ممكن ترجع تاني وتتصل علينا على نفس الرقم. You can still revert back to us on the same line 0911 or 22 986 986, and that will bring us here in the studio. Now, Delana, let me come to you. What would you say to your fellow girls who are outside there and yearning for education, especially the support that you're receiving from the Girls Education South Sudan, and especially from the UK government in general?
To the girls outside. So this is not my first time of coming to radio to talk about girls' education. This is my second time to do this. So I always encourage girls that you don't need to give up in life. I know life is very hard, especially here in South Sudan, but you don't need to give up at all. Sometimes we are really lacking parental support. Like our parents are not giving us that real support we need as ladies or as students. But what I'm encouraging them, you don't need to lose hope or you don't need to give up in life and end up being a street girl. This is not the right way. But the right way is that you just be patient. Be like you go to the church every Sunday, you pray to God, God will be helping you, or you go to any other organizations in South Sudan we have organizations that are supporting ladies. Like, if let me talk about a school, we have Save the Children. They used to help girls. We also have girls celebration that we used to do every year. So they used to support us, they give us money, they print for us t-shirts. This is the types of support that they are giving us. So why can't you, instead of giving up, why can't you just rush to that organization and they help you? We ladies, we are having a lot of supports, but what is affecting us is parental support. We don't have that parental support from our parents. I'm also talking to our parents directly that they need to support us in education. So there is a say that if you educate a girl, that means you educate the whole nation. So we need to follow up this one, and we need to work hard in it.
Right. Well, let's speak this call. iRadio? Hello, iRadio?
Yes, Emmanuel Joseph Akile.
Yes.
You are connected to Simple Man.
Simple Man, welcome.
Thank you. Education is something that our leaders have to put something on it. It's called a means of health. A means of education, I'm sorry. You know, now our education has been by the NGOs, especially the UNICEF and the children. They are the one who have been funded our education. If you look at these public schools, there's no people inside there. And the private one, they are the one now dominating the country, whereby the poor child cannot go to school because our parents they don't have money to fund their children. So we need government to look into this and take responsibilities very hard so that it can fund these public institutions, so that those who cannot afford to pay school fees for their children, they can go to public education, and then they can get a very good education. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Yes, you want to comment on that immediately? Yes, go ahead.
I want to appreciate the caller, and on behalf of many other listeners that have spoken and think and feel the same. I want to say that this is the purpose of this day, to be able to reflect and ask ourselves what gaps exist. And I appreciate that you realize the gaps. And one of the things that we need to think going forward is strengthening collaboration and coordination at all levels, at all sectors, including issues of community engagement and engaging a holistic approach of the health sector, the nutrition sector, the finance sector, the planning sector, the planning department, policy. When all of us come together on this, reflect upon it, and we plan together, then we jointly walk the journey. It is a process, it will be a process, and it will require commitment from all of us, including our callers and our listeners.
All right, let's pick this call. iRadio. Yes, revert back to us on 0911 أو 22986986. ويجينا ل 36 دقيقة بعد الساعة 7 في استديوهات iRadio. نتكلم في موضوع بتاع التعليم. iRadio.
أيوة.
Yes.
1984 again.
Huh?
1984.
Yes, welcome. Hello, iRadio.
Yes, sir, Akile.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is me, Torpuk.
Torpuk, welcome.
الموضوع بتاعي بسيط، لأنه المدرسة بتاع الحكومية، لأنه المدرسة بتاع الحكومية ما عندهم سبورت في المنظمات، وما عندهم سبورت في government. هلا المدرسات زي ده بعملوا كيف بعدين عشان يكون يال القاعدين في المدرسة بتاع الحكومية يكون شاطرين
نعم. Torpuk. All right. iRadio. All right. Torpuk was talking about the lack of support from the government and the importance of having donors or support from institutions that can really help the education sector in general. We pick a few calls, then we'll come back. iRadio. Hello, iRadio.
Good morning, Manuel.
Yes, good morning.
It's Diang Ding in Wow.
Diang Ding in Wow. Welcome.
Thank you. I think every guest is in the studio.
Yes.
Actually, Emmanuel, education in this country has a lot of things to be discussed. And my first question to the guest is that what happened to in South Sudan where the education is fully privatized? What do I mean by this is that government free education is not functioning. Because government is super here, they renew the presidential degree of free education in the country. But it seems that private government schools are not implementing this. That meaning there's no free education. And private schools are actually every year increasing the money for the school fees. Every year they're increasing money for the school fees. Where you would see that poor families are struggling to get education in their children. What do you expect in this? That's one question. Another question is that private schools, they are competing on performance. And this is where the issue of method coming. And you can get them that you want to steal example of your children, so that your school can perform better to reflect the parents, hey, this is the best school. So instead of you treating the schools, performing well, teaching children well, telling them what to be done, you now teaching them how to steal, how to be corrupt. What generation is this private school in South Sudan building? Is it because they are making money, or they want to build us good leaders, good doctors, good nurses? Because if they are taught how to steal, how to corrupt, how to do malpractices, do you think that we have a future in this country? That's the second question. The third question is that they said when you want to spoil the country, simply spoil education. No need of drinking atomic bomb and bomb. Just let education not be down. That country will simply be down. This is exactly what is happening in South Sudan. People are trying in one way or another, killing the country. You people who think that you take your children abroad, that they are going to be the leaders. We are not here. The country cannot be built on leadership. Even if you become a president, let them all be leaders. But whom are they going to lead? The thief, the corrupt, the malpractice citizen, a citizen who doesn't know the value of the nation. These are the leaders your children.
Right.
Most of you are taking your children abroad for only come and become a leader.
Right.
So what we are calling for is that education where every citizen is busy working and build a country, producing for the country. This is education we are looking for. When are you going to give us this type of education? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ding Ding. Radio? Hello, Radio. All right. Nyochola, I want you to comment on what Ding Ding was saying all the way from wow, especially when it comes to the issue of malpractices, the issue of importance of education and having good quality education instead of actually playing around. Yes.
Thank you. In terms of corrupt education system that he mentioned, I will not comment because it's good always to comment on something that you have concrete evidence on or know much about. So I will talk of improvement of education system generally. Yes, our donors of supporters, government has also put efforts in some areas, and indeed we've improved from where we were. If we all know, if you've been in this country from day one, there's a lot of improvement in education. And there are more government schools currently than earlier. Yeah. Though I would agree with the fact that our education system is not yet that strong. We still need to put much efforts from our syllabus structures and also professional teachers. One thing I would comment or say is that most of the schools that we have in this country and most of the teachers that are teaching in most of those schools are people who have volunteered themselves to train or teach children in their country to be better people with no better qualification to be a teacher, but they're doing their best. So what we need to do as a country, or generally from our Ministry of Education or country at large, because trust me, if we keep on pushing everything on government and individuals are not putting efforts from their ends to make sure that we have a peaceful environment, a peaceful country, that because if for systems to be to be that strong, for a country to have systems that you will be proud of. As a citizen, you also contribute, as you also let the government do their part. Our education system generally needs more energy from all sides, from us and from the government. Reason I'm saying so, what's more important right now is to make sure that there are professional teachers all over the country. If not, then the teachers that have volunteered themselves to make sure they also contribute to the country are capacitated, at least they are capacity built, given capacity to be able to deliver on quality education countrywide. Yeah. Maybe I'll let the rest of the guests contribute.
Right, and Jesse, let me come to you. And we have some comments here on our Facebook. We have Man Manyegi saying parents are struggling with everything possible to educate their girls, but then if daughters are not serious about it, forget about that. But there's another important and very interesting question here from Baraka. Baraka is saying, good morning, Emmanuel Joseph Akile and our guest in the studio. My question is, he's saying, what measures can be taken against some of the girls who are using cash in negative ways? And then we all know that when you educate a girl, you educate the nation. In terms of piece of advice that you would give to someone like a learner, the money they are receiving from the girls' education in South Sudan, how best can they make good use of that amount of money to ensure that they continue with their education?
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Good question. So in our experience as the UK, we don't generally see girls using the money for negative reasons. In our experience, every girl who receives the cash as part of the girls' education programme either spends the money on school supplies, so it will go towards their textbooks, notebooks, pens, really essential materials that they need to help their learning, or it can be contributed towards their school uniform, new school shoes, a school bag, or even giving the money to their parents to support in their parents in, buying enough food, having a clean house, having a safe house. So in our experience, those are the main things that girls use the money for. And this all goes towards helping their education and to them achieving good results in their school.
Right. I want you to add something. Yes, indeed.
I want to speak as representing the program and also as a mother of learners. To say that it's our responsibility equally as parents, as the caregivers and providers, to support, mentor, guide our girls as they grow. To realize that integrity and diligence starts even as small as little as you go, and that's where learning, which is not curriculum based, which is not education based, academic based, but it's life skills based, to know that the little you have, use it diligently, use it for the purpose intended, even when nobody is watching. So to our listeners, if we have sisters, brothers, let's support them, our parents and our caregivers. Let's guide our girls to always use even the pen that has been given to them, to use it for the purpose that is intended. It doesn't only have to be money, but to learn and have a skill, that everything that is given to you, use it for the right purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
In addition to that,
yes, go ahead.
Yeah. In addition to that, before this cash transfer goes out to girls, we always produce programs that talk specifically on use of this money. As mentioned earlier by Jesse, we produce programs that are aired both on radio and are also used at the community level to let families know that when these girls get this money, this is the purpose of what they're going to use it for. Yeah, we don't just give it to them without telling them what they're going to use it for. Thank you. That's all I wanted to add.
Yes, and Eunice, what would you tell your fellow girls outside there when they get the cash or they get the support, especially from the Girls Education South Sudan through the UK? What would you tell them, like, to ensure that they continue staying in school?
Okay. Thank you once more. So for the girls outside, it is not our fault that we are using the money negatively, but if you receive the money and you give it or you get at home, you'll hear your parents say that, as you receive the money, why can't you give me the money? Or if you refuse to give the money and you start explaining that the money is for school materials, they will say that you want to make yourself more interesting, or you want to tell us that you know more, or as you get to school you have more skills on how to use your money, or how to be, I don't know how to say it. But the parents at home, they are the one to motivate their ladies. If whenever you get the money, you need to keep the money safe. Don't go and buy with makeups, do all these stuffs. But the money should be for next year, you buy with your school materials. But parents are not at all doing this. I will say that little are doing, but the rest are totally not doing. That's what I say that I mentioned earlier. I say that lack of parental support. Also, parents are lacking responsibilities. They don't know what are their responsibilities at home. That's why they are doing such kind of things. If you give them little, they will say that I'm bigger than you. Why are you giving me little money? Suppose you need to give me a half or more than this. So this is what I'm encouraging my parents outside, is that whenever these girls receive the money, don't be telling them that give me the money, I should keep it for you. The next day the girl will ask, where is the money? I used it for the home or the domestic use. That's not really good. But you need to support them. Give them that support, that this money you keep it safely for next year. It will help you buy with your bags, school materials at life.
Right, bring us about 10 minutes to the top of the hour. We're about to wind up. Let's pick few calls, 1 or 2, 0911 or 22986 So preferably you can send a text to 13986 BL is saying, it's my first time to see and hear this good news of Girls Education Day in South Sudan. Let's keep this day as a reminder for all of us, saying here for all of us to engage our children, mostly girls, to be in school. And then there's also another message here coming in. Let's read the last part from Papa America. The last part of his message here is saying, in conclusion, I am appealing to our female leaders in government to support the girls with special needs, and also to make policy to encourage girls and eliminate the early marriage. The issue of early marriage, and also ensuring that girls with special needs, especially people with special needs. Yes, I want you to say something.
Yeah, thank you to that feedback. I want to appreciate as the panelists here to say yes, it is our responsibility, and we continuously wish to promote safe and inclusive learning environments for our children, children with disability, children of all, as long as they're children. We are responsible as policymakers, as programs, as donors, and as even parents, to ensure that equity, inclusive, safe environment at school and at home for all our learners, so that we together continue to promote and attain girls' education as well as boys. At some point we are likely to forget about boys, but I want to appreciate the fact that male support and men's support in this process is very important, and we do not we're not underestimating that contribution, and we call upon our fathers and our uncles and our providers to join hands in this process.
Right, Jesse, I want you to bring you in and talk about the importance of educating girls, especially girls with special needs, and also people with disabilities. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Emmanuel. I said earlier that recently the UK has been supporting boys with disabilities, so they are now also eligible for the cash transfers, and that's really important to us. As Gillian said, all children deserve to have an opportunity to be educated and to learn and to really thrive. So we are really proud of introducing this to the GESS programme for the boys with disabilities, and we're very, very proud of that today.
Right, and Gillian, I want you to add something, especially on advice that you would give to girls outside there, especially to ensure that girls with special needs and those with disabilities, that they can ensure that they continue with their education.
Thank you very much. It's a collective responsibility from our side, and also from the household to the school level and everyone, to ensure that we give full support to the learners with disabilities, both boys and girls. We all know that girls are more vulnerable to certain situations, and girls with disabilities even more. So let's support them in terms of encouraging them. You know, sometimes they feel burdened to us, but when we encourage them, they feel they are welcomed, and they feel encouraged, and they can continue with their education. So the support for learners with disabilities is huge. It's not only at school level, at home level, at school level, and also at the policy level. We have the policy that that supports education of learners with disabilities, but it needs to be implemented fully for the learners to realize their rights for education. So my call and appeal for the general public is to allow and to ensure that all children with disabilities are supported. It's not their condition that should support them, should stop them from education, but it is us that will ensure that the barriers is limiting them. But when we stand with them, they are able to continue with their education.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what about 5 minutes to the top of the hour, 30 seconds each for your last message. Let me start with Eunice. Yes, what did you say before we wind up, as we conclude our conversation on the National Girls Education Day today?
Okay, my last message is just going to all my fellow girls outside, that you need to be courageous in your life. Mm-hmm. In life, you always need to be courageous. You need to look for support. You need to have that hope in your heart that I can still do something. Like if you fall down, you don't need to say that I cannot at all stand up. You can still stand and be courageous for your own self. Don't wait for someone to come and tell you that you still have that hope in your life. But courage is the first priority that you need to put in front. That's my last message to all the girls outside. Right. So the last one is to parents. Parents who are lacking responsibilities, at least search for it. Even though you go and Google, you go and do whatsoever, do any research and have that responsibilities. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Yes, Gillian, briefly.
Thank you. I'm just happy today that we celebrate this day, and even the gender parity that we have attained as a program. Girls are 1-to-1 or even slightly more to boys than before. So let's keep that, and even past the program, let's ensure that girls are in school for a healthier nation.
Yes. Nijo? Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I have 2 points. One is to the parents. I will echo what our learner said. Most of the time, education is not only about sending your child to school, but is also ensuring the emotional support and also checking on a daily basis. For example, if you're sending your daughter or son to school, they go to school and they come home, you don't even know whether they've done their homework or not. Clearly, that child is likely not to continue with the schools because they will not have the morale from home, moral support from home before reaching to school. And the more you support them from home, the better they perform while in school. So let's ensure we do that. Second, parents need to also learn. Currently, I think we are not going to use role models from our neighboring countries or around the world. We have a lot of women that have made it. Let them be your role model. Let them be the one that push you, send your daughters to school. Because if we send our daughters to school today, tomorrow they will be the leaders. Not even tomorrow. We have leaders already in schools, girls speaking up. the other day I was watching a video on Facebook that was trending of a young girl that was so well informed that personally there are some things that I could not even talk about because I did not know what they were. I had to go and Google, and that's power of education. So let's educate our children generally. Let's be keen on educating our daughters, because if we educate our daughters, and then we are ensuring gender equality in years to come, not just equity.
Right.
Yeah.
Really. Yes.
I want to appreciate every listener and call upon as my parting shot all stakeholders for strengthened collaboration and coordination holistically, so that there is a joint support to education through SRHR, through health, through nutrition, through climate and effect of climate to education, because all that contribute to a holistic development, and one of either all or none contributes to or do not contribute to or curtail the process of the attainment of that. I also want to call upon tackling of financial barriers to support to education in South Sudan for all of us as stakeholders, and the commitment to continuously strengthen engagement with communities.
Right. And Jessie, finally, briefly. Yes.
Thank you. We're so happy as the UK to be supporting this special day, National Girls Education Day. It's a great day for us all to celebrate, and we're really proud of supporting GESS, the Girls Education Programme in South Sudan. So thank you.
All right. Thank you all for joining us on The Dawn today. That brings us to the end of the Dawn edition for today. Join us again tomorrow morning at the same time to get the latest on what's happening in South Sudan and beyond the borders. Up next, news in Arabic on behalf of the Dawn team, Paulino Ate, Awan Moses, Darlington Moses, and producer Barry Johnson. This has been Emmanuel Joseph Akile. Do have a good day. We meet again tomorrow.